Everyone, welcome back to SAT Math. Question of the day. Here's our question of the day. We're given y is less than or equal to x plus 7. Oh, wow, a few things. So please try this problem, pause the video, and do it yourself. One thing I must say that this may be a Blue Book question. So take that into account. If you haven't done the Blue Book test, you may not want to listen to this, but this is maybe a question on one of the Blue Book tests. Okay. Y is less than x plus 7, and y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 1. Which point xy is the solution to the given system of equations in the xy plane? Well, it seems like there are two ways to do it.
Okay, please read it more carefully. You made two little mistakes.
But nobody in practice is actually going to be reading it on the test, but sure. Y is less than or equal to x plus 7, and y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 1.
And it's a system of inequalities, not equations.
Oh, you're right. Wow. Okay, which point xy is the solution to the system given of inequalities in the xy plane? Right. So it seems like there are two ways to do this. Either just check all the answers, which very well could be an easy way, or bring up Desmos, which you'll have on the digital SAT, plot the two, and then see which point is in the...
What is a notice a property or pattern of the choices?
Yeah. Well, the SAT is really into patterns, so let's take advantage of that. Well, one of them is all positive. Y is less than some number that has enough negative signs, and y is greater than or equal to something.
No, of the choices.
Signs. Oh, the choices. Yeah, they all have some variation of 0 and 14. And that means that they're all the intercepts. All those points are in x or y intercepts. All those points lie on the x or y axis.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's cool about a 0?
0 is that you could blow off whatever is whatever. Like if it's an x, you don't even have to look at it in the equation.
It's very easy to do arithmetic with zeros.
It's very easy to do arithmetic with 0, right? Yeah. So
I would just go one by one and check each one until I find one that solves the system, and then
right.
I'm lucky depending on which one I get to first. And also might be a good idea to do the ones with the 0 for the 2 for which 0 is x.
Yeah.
Together.
Right.
Right?
So in other words, we would try this one first. Sorry, the annotation's not on. We would try it moved. We would try this one first, and we would try this one first. And maybe we would try one with positive numbers because it'll be easier to deal with. Yeah. So this one means 14 is less. No, forget it. 14 is not less than 7. Right?
Right.
So forget that one. How about this one? Negative 14.
Minus 14 is less than 7.
Yeah, that's good. So that's good for number 1.
Minus 14 is not greater than or equal to minus 1.
So we're stuck with that one. Yeah. So why don't we try this one just because it doesn't have negative signs in it? So this would be 0. Now we have to be more careful. Yeah, 0 is less than 21. That's cool. Yeah. So that's equation 1. Now let's be careful here. 0 is greater than, I feel this is right because these are all negative numbers, right? 0 is greater than a negative number. We don't even have to know, right? Because negative 2 times a positive 14, yeah. So this is the answer. Wow, look at that. They force you to do the last one, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now, it's questionable whether it would be faster to graph it using Desmos. It really depends on how fast you are in Desmos. Yeah, but in this case, the temptation is to use Desmos, the Desmos calculator, which we could do, and but it may be faster just to test them. And yeah, there's getting into at least one of the questions now, there's definitely a pattern to this that helps you do the problem faster and to take advantage of. That these either have an x is 0 or a y is 0. So you're definitely going to want to, that's right, you definitely would want to check the x's first because it's faster. And there's this pattern, both of them are negative, but the 14 is positive. So you don't even have to get the actual answer. Those little shortcuts. So, I mean, if this question does come up on a blue book, you probably won't remember it. And they could have chosen any numbers. These problems are all done the same way. But you do have to decide if you can use Desmos or not. Should we try Desmos and see how fast we could do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the problem is that where the Desmos on the digital SAT, you can move it around so you can see the equation and the Desmos at the same time. We don't have that here. So we are going to have to write these things down. So you're not going to have to do this on the actual SAT because again, you'll play in Blue Book and you'll see that you can keep the thing up while you're doing. Okay, let's bring in Desmos. Oh, okay. So first we clear the drawings. Okay, so we say it's D. First we clear the drawings and we have to go like this. Then we bring up Desmos. We are going to minimize ourselves. I'm sorry. There we are. And let's at least show how to do it in Desmos in case less than or equal to x plus 7. So that's very nice. This is not a bad way to do it. Wait, I forgot which one. Have it. Oh, and this one is greater than. Okay. And this one, y is greater than or equal to negative 2x minus 1. And I already forgot the choices. But we're talking about a 14, right? So the answer is definitely here. This area. For sure. Right?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's go back. So in other words, it's going to be...
Oh, let's make a dot exactly where the point is.
Okay. It's right there.
Yeah.
But we don't see the choices, but you would on the SAT. So there it is. So it lies on the positive x-axis. In a number great, yeah, it lies on the positive x-axis, and the only choice. Okay, so again, the only choice is D.
Yeah.
Right? There we are. Isn't it cute that every question has a name? This comes from the educator site. Then they have a slew of questions, and this is allegedly difficulty, highest level of difficulty. But I don't know, it doesn't seem like... I think difficult problems, are real difficult ones, are ones that have more than one part, or the concept is not clear, and you have to really be clever about it. It doesn't seem like you have to be very clever here. You just have to know how to do the problem. Either test or graph. So, today's Throwback Thursday, so we'll get through our questions, and then we'll look at some tests from question from 20 years ago.
It's a problem to check if certain values are solutions to a system. It is not a question to solve a system.
Right.
And it's a system of inequalities. And so there's an infinity of solutions.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So let's get through our questions. Calculator. Well, yeah. I mean, if you didn't use the calculator, of course, the Desmos calculator is one completely legitimate, valid way of doing it. It's not that if you get good with the Desmos calculator, you can probably bank. You actually may be able to do it faster on Desmos than try all the answers, particularly if they're unlucky enough to give you D. Even we were talking, but it may actually be faster to use the calculator. Do you want to start with the answers? So of course you want. If you don't use Desmos,
you have to. What you have to? No, it doesn't. No, it's one might try to simplify the system. I think it's more straightforward to start with the answers.
Absolutely. In this one, it's the only other than graph. If you're not going to graph it, of course you start with the answers. Is
Yeah.
there a pattern? Yeah, there's definitely some Oh my god, pattern! Of course, there's a pattern. They give the answers, as Seth noted. They give the answers with zeros in them, so take advantage of that. Yeah, and also, yeah, there's definitely a pattern to this question that you should observe. And is it different from a school test? No, school tests don't just ask you to do what they'll ask you to actually shade the regions and actually graph it without the graphing calculator to help you, usually. And the main idea, what are they? What are the whoever wrote this question? What do they want to make sure you know? Well, basically, how to solve either how to solve through graphing a system of linear inequalities or how to check if a solution is a solution to a system of inequality. And it's your choice about whether you graph it and choose the answer, or your choice as to whether you test the different choices. Anything else? No, nothing else. No, seems like a straightforward problem. So today's Throwback Thursday, so we'll go back to a test from before 2016, but really from 20 years ago, where the questions had a different feel, or some of the questions had a different feel. So let's get right into it. We happen to have it nearby, and just by the way we're set up, we'll just sort of go like this, make ourselves a little smaller. And there we go. Okay, so it's the question on the left, of course. Well, yeah, it's right here. It's right in the now it's right here, so we don't get disturbed as to where it is. Okay, here we go. Throwback Thursday question of the week. Yeah, great. Okay, if n is a non-zero integer, oh, it could be negative. Which of the following must be an integer? 16 divided by n squared plus 1 divided by n, or just n squared none. And this doesn't usually come up on the new SAT where they give you all these choices. Plus, you have 5 choices here, see? And they think they penalized you back then if you got something wrong. So, Seth, you have the PhD in math. This seems like a number theory question. So, what I would do, because I don't have a PhD in math, I have a PhD in mechanical engineering, I would just do the practical approach and just throw some integers in and test. I mean, if certainly one does not have to be an integer.
I would. No, I think it's practical. It's practical, but more efficient to throw certain, you know, kinds of integers.
Yeah.
Like for the top one, you throw in a big integer.
Right.
And you get certainly a fraction, which is not an integer.
So we will now cross this one off.
For B, it's a matter of even and oddness.
Okay.
Right? The top and the bottom have opposite parity. So if the, however, an odd number, so if the top is odd and the bottom is even, and an odd number is never divisible by an even number, right? And so, and finally, n squared, is always, if n is, square of an integer is always an integer. And so it's 3 only.
Yeah, so it seems like it's...
Yeah. And then another way of quickly seeing about 2 is simplify it. Expand it out. If you expand it out, you get it's equal to n plus 1 over n. Right? This equals n plus 1 over n. And then you just take the 1 over n to be anything other than 1 or minus 1. And you won't get an integer.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it's... I always get fear number theory problems. But this seems particularly easy because the testing is so easy and it's just so straightforward. Just test a few numbers and it's pretty clear that the only one answer is 3. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, the question has a little bit of a different feel, has 5 answers, and they still have a few of these choice, like it's this or this or this or both, but they don't come up as much as they used to. And I'm wondering whether they would even put in this question. Not maybe, because they don't really test this stuff anymore. You just go through the new SATs. Okay, so that's it for today then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for today. Okay, great. Everyone have a great day. We hope to see you back tomorrow. I'm Joel. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering. Bertie mentioned Seth is a PhD in math. He comes in with that strong number theory knowledge.
No, I wouldn't say
a lot more than me.
This is very, this is, yeah.
They never teach number theory in school. These questions are never taught. You never learn this stuff unless you get into real math, higher level math. But this is such a pretty straightforward one. Anyway, where were we? So we try to meet once a day. Once a day to go over an SAT math question. We offer different approaches on how to do it. We really want to stress the understanding of the problem, the deep some of them are very deep, but basically the understanding of the problem. So when you have problems that use the concepts of a problem we did, that you could apply those concepts to some other problem. Okay, I guess that's about it. Just practice on Blue Book. Take as many Blue Book tests as you can. We heard that 4 and 6 are the hardest and probably are most like the real SAT. Keep an eye on those. And if there are any topics that you're weak on, go to the digital SAT practice on Khan and practice on those questions, and just keep practicing. Get your hands on as many practice questions as you can. Learn from your mistakes, and also practice the easy ones, the more straightforward ones, the ones you get right, so that you can go do those fast, so you have time for the tough ones. I guess that's it.
Well, there's several other ways of seeing that various of these are not integers. Like the top one.
Yep.
Just take n to be any odd number. Except for take n to be any odd number other than 1.
But I don't think 1 is odd.
Yeah. Take any odd number other than -1 or 1.
Okay.
And you'll see it's not an integer.
Wait. Is 1 odd?
Yes.
Really?
Of course.
You sure?
1 is odd, yes.
I always get confused.
0 is even.
Wait a second. Really? 1 is odd?
Really. 0 can be written as 0 plus 0.
1 odd?
0 equals 2 times 0.
Okay. Is 1 odd? Is number 1 even or odd? What does it mean?
Even means the number is equal to 2 integers added to each other.
Okay. So 1
2
is
equal
odd.
integers added to each other.
Right.
And it's even if it's it's even if 2 integers added to each other. And 0 is that way. 1, there's no way you could add 2 equal integers and get a 1.
Okay, everyone. So then, please give comments on our videos. We take all the comments very seriously. We try to answer them all. And feel free to like or dislike our videos. And if you have any SAT math questions, feel free to email them to us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com. They could be from anywhere. Maybe you dig them up. Maybe if you're going on some other website, which there are a lot of websites which offer questions. If you have one that's tough, you're not sure how to do it, send it over and we'll try it here. Okay, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.